Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Big Ten Soccer with Zebu Nation, and here with Michigan State University. We'll take a look at the Big Ten Conference standings after the first week of play. We are on top with 3 points in the league. We've got one win, and so does Ohio State and Michigan and Maryland. So it's obviously very early in the conference season, but we see a lot of familiar names already at the top of the list, particularly the team that's right behind us there on the score sheet, University of Maryland. If we look over here at the past winners, you can see Maryland. Everywhere since 2014. They've been winning a lot of championships here in the Big Ten. You can see some years there are two champions. That means probably one is the regular season championship and one is the postseason tournament championship. So they've won a couple of each. And it's interesting to note that year 2014 because that's, I believe, the first year Maryland entered the Big Ten. Now, they are a team that's been well known, or at least, very much associated with the Atlantic Coast Conference, the ACC. They've got big rivalries out there with Duke, of course, their number one rival, and some other teams in the ACC. But a few years ago, there was sort of a schism in the ACC, and the Big Ten came calling. And one thing the Big Ten is very good at is making money. I've mentioned before in previous videos, we have our own television network, and that television network is very successful and brings in a lot of money. And so a few years ago, there were a lot of teams sort of clamoring to get into the Big Ten and to enter the Big Ten and leave their current conferences. And so Maryland was one of those teams that left their conference and joined the Big Ten. And the other team that left is our opponent for today, which is Rutgers University. Now, Rutgers has not quite had the success that Maryland has had. Even though it's been surprising, Maryland hasn't had quite the basketball success that people thought they might have. They're a very renowned basketball program, but not since they've entered the Big Ten. They've sort of been, an upper tier, but not really a championship caliber team, unfortunately, in basketball, the way most people thought they were. In football, they've been pretty bad, and honestly, Rutgers has been even worse in football, and perhaps even worse than that in basketball. But I don't know about their soccer program. You look at their players, they don't really have any top-level prospects that I'm looking at the moment. They've got a lot of walk-ons on the program, so they could use a few more scholarships headed their way. They don't have any 4-star, 5-star players, so Rutgers soccer might be in a bit of trouble as well. Take a look at their overview here. They do have some championships, though. They had quite a good run in the Atlantic 10 Conference, where I guess that's where they played soccer, because they've been known as a Big East team. That's pretty much where Rutgers has been. And they've been in the Big East, too, because they have a Big East Conference Championship and a Big East Tournament Championships, but 7 Atlantic 10 Conference Championships and 4 Tournament Championships. Founded in 1938, Rutgers has one of the oldest athletic departments in the nation. A lot of people say they played in the very first college football game. It's kind of hard to tell whether that's the truth or not, but most people agree that sure that's the case. Maybe it's the first NCAA game was played with Rutgers. I don't know, but they're definitely one of the oldest athletic programs in the nation. Rutgers suffered relegation from the Big Ten Conference last season. Again, I don't know what that means. They play their games at Yurcik Field, possess good training facilities, good youth facilities, adequate junior coaching, above-average youth network, affectionately known as the Scarlet Knights, and a fierce rivalry with the United States Naval Academy midshipmen. That's an interesting rival for Rutgers University, but I'm definitely all for it. Let's see. They've not won a competition since 1999. Finished runners-up in the NCAA Division I championship in 1990. So it looks like all of their success is a few decades back, unfortunately, for Rutgers. So they haven't had great times recently, and they certainly haven't had great times since they've entered the Big Ten. Now, before we get to today's game, we've got a little bit of club news, which is sort of weird and interesting. Of course, we've still been fighting off a lot of attempts by other schools to sign our players. We need to talk to the NCAA about this. Like, they need to stop trying to entice our players to move to their university. Of course, last game we saw Miller had those 2 goals, those 2 penalty kicks. But then the big news of this week is that we have secured a playoff spot after 1 game. Big story. Michigan State, Maryland, Michigan, Ohio State, Rutgers, Indiana, Penn State, Wisconsin, and Northwestern have all guaranteed themselves NCAA Big Ten Conference playoff places. So, as I mentioned before, everybody in the Big Ten makes it into the Big Ten postseason conference championship tournament. So, yeah, that's just how they're choosing to go about that. It's not actually some special thing that you win. It's just automatic. But I thought it was funny that we saw that news article. So here's the games for today. Indiana, Northwestern, Michigan State, Rutgers, Penn State, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio State. Match preview. This is a home game for us. We are at home at DeMartin Stadium. 969 tickets sold. Again, we got a pretty decent crowd. 66 degrees and gusty. We are 6-4 home favorites. That seems to be the way of things. Who's ever at home is a 6-4 favorite these days. They've got 1 ineligible player and 1 suspended player. That's never very good. Rutgers has not played a Big Ten game yet, so we don't quite know what they're up to. Let's get to our team selection. The schedule, I don't think the schedule is very packed. Now we play Rutgers. I mean, we do have a non-conference game against Portland the end of the week. Shaheda's on international duty. We've got a lot of players on international duty coming up, but I don't think it's going to be too detrimental to the cause. So we'll just we'll stick with our normal lineup, I think, and substitute as liberally as we need to. So Bjarnason in goal, Johnstone, Morris. Morris has been playing very well since he's come back from injury. 7.73 rating. He's the highest rated player on the team. He has a goal from the fullback position. That's pretty good. Kaba and Green in central defense. Jaijun, Shaheda in the midfield. Torres, Miller, Nielsen at the wings, and Bernard up top. Looks like their highest rated player is Jay Rocha, 7.33. He's got a goal from central defense. That's pretty good. How's their striker looking up here? 1 assist, no goals in 6 appearances. 1 goal, 2 assists from Sievers. Tejeda, 2 goals, 1 assist. Morgan, 1 assist. So not a ton of goals coming for the Scarlet Knights. Let's go. Let's get to the kickoff and play DeMartin Field, DeMartin Stadium. Nice pasture in the background there. Sure, that's good enough. We are in the greens today. Interesting. And Rutgers has chosen the away whites. Doesn't always happen. A lot of home teams choose white for whatever reason, but we don't mind playing in the all gray or all greens. That's fine. Hides the grass stains a little better. DeMartin Stadium playing on nice natural grass. Michigan State is one of the top turf science schools in the country, if that, maybe in the world, I don't know, but they actually have a turf management class, turf management program, where people like who maintain golf courses and athletic fields all around the nation, all around the world, come to Michigan State to learn their craft. Here's Nielsen off the post. Torres with an easy tap-in goal. That was pretty good. Let's go to the telestrator. Let's take a look at Nielsen and Torres and what they're doing during this play. So there's Bernard leading it in. Bernard sends it across. Let's bring up the old telestrator. So here's Nielsen heading to the back post, or I guess it's the back post in this case. He's going to take the shot, and it's going to ricochet into this area. So we're going to have to watch the winger make a beeline right here and get the easy tap-in goal. Maybe. There we go. Let's see. Here it is. Yeah, there he is. He's lurking on the outside. There's Torres. So he doesn't really like make a beeline. He sort of hangs out in that area. But he's there ready to pounce. So that's all right. Good discipline on his part. And instead of charging forward, he just sort of waited for that backside rebound. Bernard was there too, so I think either one of those guys could have gotten the goal. But it goes to Torres. And I think that makes him now our leading goal scorer. It's like 4 goals on the season for him, I think. Here's Tejeda trying to get one back for Rutgers. Nope. Bjarnason is there pretty easily. Is he going to start an attack? Or no? Yes? No? Maybe? Highlight? He's going to back up and then boom it downfield for Bernard. Wins the header back to Torres. He's got 2 men ranging forward. Miller on the end of it, just wide. That was a very nice attack there. Quick decisions, quick passing. I mean, what's the goalkeeper? Took his sweet time bombing it downfield. Miller has a yellow card already. We got some nervous guys on defense. Is there any sort of shouts we can do to say, like, calm down, perhaps? Nope. Nielsen and Miller are now disinterested. Johnstone was calmed by the feedback, but that had a worse effect than a positive effect, unfortunately. It would appear they're looking for underlap into central areas. Okay. They've changed their approach to go more attacking. Okay. Their left back, Stone, has been injured. What sort of injury does he got? Potential thigh injury. That's not good for a back that's got to run up and down the sideline. Miller's been booked. We'll tell him to... Oops. Can't do that at halftime, apparently. I wish you could look at your analysis and, like, say things at halftime. Like, that makes no sense. Why can't you say these things at halftime and say, okay, I agree. Listen to the assistant coach here at the halftime and, ease off or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why. Okay, so we could take Miller out of there for being apprehensive and having a yellow card. He is the team captain at the moment. We'll leave him in. We'll just give them a pepping type talk. Let's be assertive. Played well, but there's still room for improvement. Nope. Nobody cared about that. Our central defenders are deep in thought, trying to think of ways to keep this shutout alive. We shall see. That was a quick first half. Second half, here's Miller. Does he have an opportunity to make something happen? No, he's tackled. Nielsen, though, garners it. Shaheta, he had a man outside, but he doesn't see him. Miller also finally gets it out to Morris. Morris dives inside. Oof. Jaijun. Little bit wide on that shot. I think he's a guy we actually thought about telling him not to shoot long shots, but he does have 9 long shooting, which isn't terrible. He's 6'5", by the way, with 15 jumping reach. That's a crazy midfielder. Here's Torres. I guess that went off the crossbar. I don't know. Miller gets tackled, but it could have been a goal very easily. Here's Morris now. Throw in, and Miller do not get he got a card. Should have took him out. He's off. That's fine. We'll confirm those changes. Maybe Maybe we should go maybe we should go less attacking, perhaps. Team instructions in possession. Time waste, I suppose. Sure. Time waste, 60 minutes. Not analysis. Tactics. Attacking. Balanced. Sure. All right, here we go. Here's Kaba. Sends one forward. We'll tell him to ease off tackles. Here's Torres getting forward. His cross is... Ooh. Bernard almost got there. Cross was deflected. That was pretty decent defense there. Adele bombs it downfield. Morris, that was a bit of an unnecessary header there. He could have just taken possession of that. Nice steal by Shaheta. Maybe we should get Shaheta out of there because of that yellow card. We don't need 2 red cards. But he is our best defender. Here's Gladek on the run. Bjarnson sort of got hit with that one. He was in a weird side saddle stance there, making that save. It was very unorthodox, but he did it. He made the save. Goes up and grabs it. So I was watching a lot of highlights during the MLS draft of a lot of these goalkeepers going up in the air and then falling down on the ground purposefully. Like, why do that? Why make a save, catch the ball, and then fall down on the ground? Does that, like, call a timeout? You know, is there some significance to doing that? Here's Uribe with a shot just wide. Is there some significance to catching the ball, standing, you know, you're 6'5", you catch the ball high in the air, clutch it to your chest, and then fall to the earth? Why do that? Why not just stand there and hold the ball? It's not like somebody can come and, like, kick it out of your hands. I don't understand. It seems like it's just you're just asking for trouble, in my opinion, to take the ball down to the ground. Maybe that's, I don't know. Here's Bernard. Free kick, and he scores. We needed that one. That should get us the win right there. Bernard with the free kick with the red boots on today. Don't think I've seen him wear the red boots before. Magic boots. Nice kick, my man. All right, I think that will allow us to make a sub here. We can get Shaheda out. Bring in Portugal. Just get that yellow card out of there. You know, I might have liked to bring out Jaijun, who's a little tired, and he's not quite as good a rating as Shaheda, but Shaheda's got that yellow, so we need to get him out of there. Is there anybody else? You know, we could bring in Eisner for Morris, although I don't know that that's actually a great idea. I mean, Morris has that 16 tackling. He is outrageous in terms of defense. 11 marking, only 8 heading, and only 9 jumping. I don't know, he's fallen off at the moment. How's Eisner doing? Yeah, I mean, he's pretty close to him. I don't know. I'm thinking about taking him out because he's got the lowest rating on the team, 6.6. So I think we'll do that just to keep everybody on their toes. Miller has 6.3 when he got ejected. I guess getting ejected will affect you. Here's another highlight. 81 minutes. Another foul. Another card. Another red card. So again, physicality of the Big Ten. Rutgers has now a similar formation to us, the 4-2-3. Yeah. So that should make it even easier to win. 4 minutes of stoppage time left. Yeah. 2 minutes to go, or a minute and a half to go anyway. This could be one last highlight. Nielsen, forward. Bernard working on a yellow card. Igawa taking the ball across midfield for Rutgers. Minute to go. Sends one wide. Is that the highlight? Is that what we got out of that? That's pretty bad. Nope. Highlight continues. 55 seconds to go. Bjarnason sends one downfield. Boy, this is some awful highlights here. What is happening? Do I have like some missed button that I'm supposed to be pressing? I don't know. 30 seconds to go. Eisner with the throw into Nielsen. Foul. What are these highlights? They're just stretching out. It's like the 6 o'clock news when they show up at like a high school game and just take whatever footage they can take for the 15 minutes that they're there and show you like highlights of kids drinking water or whatever. So there we go. 2-0 over Rutgers. Not the greatest game you ever saw. Yellow cards and red cards. 20 fouls to 24. Lots of cards. We did have 53% possession. But, you know, a bit of a sloppy game. Torres and Bernard with the goals. Pep talk. I don't know. I guess it was a good win. Sure. Let's go. Let's get out of here. So next on the schedule is Portland. I think we'll skip that game and show you the Wisconsin game. So we're going to pause it here and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. It's a very interesting week that we've had. We got some interesting schedule issues to work out. First of all, we had a very exciting 2-1 victory over Portland away this week. You can see here the little 2-1 with the G. We got the golden goal in the 98th minute from Torres. That's right. College soccer does have the golden goal in extra time. So let's take a look at the highlights. They go up early in the 19th minute, and then we storm back in the second half and in extra time. I guess if storming back is the right word. But we used just about everybody on the bench. So they score early with a header off a cross. I should say off the corner. And then here we are. Late game. Bad touch by Lopez, the defender, and Bernard steals it. Now it's interesting to note there that Bernard came off the bench at halftime. And so did everybody else. Well, not everybody at halftime, but in the second half and in extra time, we brought everybody off the bench because, we were tired from the last game. I started a lot of guys. Here's the golden goal from Torres. He scores, and then watch this. Oh, they don't show it, but everybody, the bench is clear, and everybody goes charging into the corner to celebrate the golden goal. It was a good time, but look at this. We used every single substitution except for Bjarnason in goal. We started Jelic in goal today because, like I mentioned, we were tired from the last game, but also a lot of our players are getting ready to go out on international duty, so I wanted some players who were fit and ready for Wisconsin and for international duty and for a lot of different things, but, I don't know. We got some issues going on for the calendar. You look at this. So we got Wisconsin today. We got Indiana in 3 days. And meanwhile, we got 5 players on international duty, including both of our goalkeepers, Bjarnason and Jelic, including Boxstall out, Nielsen out, and Shaheda out. So those are some important players who are going to be out for us, including, as I mentioned, both of our goalkeepers. But then right after Indiana, we have another NCAA non-conference game versus Boston 2 days later. Then 2 days after that, we got Penn State. So we've got a very suddenly congested schedule and suddenly a depleted lineup thanks to international duty. I didn't think we would have this problem in college soccer, but I guess we do. Okay, sorry about that. I had to hit the cough button there for a minute, but let's get to the match preview here. We got a ton of games going on right now in NCAA. But here we are, 6-4 favorites over Wisconsin. Another home game at DeMartin Stadium. The Wisconsin Badgers come to town. 891 tickets sold. So the Red Cedar Rowdies should be out there. 60 degrees and breezy. The temperature is starting to drop now in October. Starting to get colder out. The leaves have turned in autumn, and pretty soon the snow will start to fall. We are still sort of tied for top of the league, I guess. Somehow Maryland is first with a 3-goal differential. Meanwhile, both us and Wisconsin have 4-goal differential, so that's odd. I don't know what this soccer ball next to Wisconsin means. What does that mean? We're playing them this week? I don't know, but we are playing them this week. So this is a big matchup. One of us will be top of the league. One of us will drop a place. So that's going to be very interesting. All right, let's get to the team selection here, and we got issues. We got problems. Jelic. No good. Get out. Clear the position. Von Boxstall. Clear the position. Get out. Bjarnason. Clear the position. Get out. I got to hope we found a walk-on. You know, a walk-on is our only hope here. Let's see if they've given us... They have given us some walk-on goalkeepers. So we got Todd Wardle, 19-year-old Chilean. You know, Michigan State has a lot of exchange students. They've got a pretty extensive student exchange program, so I guess it's not unheard of that we might have a Chilean student who's a decent soccer player up here. Only 5 reflexes, only 5'11". I'm going to start him on the bench. See who our other player is here. A. McLaughlin. He's a little tired from playing in the intramural league, I suppose. Alexander McLaughlin, Uruguayan. He's a little better. 6 reflexes. Yeah, I guess he's going to be our starting keeper for Michigan State University. He's not very familiar with being a keeper. I guess he's just sort of natural at it. So Shaheda's out. Miller is back from his suspension. Miller was on a 1-game suspension. So now he's back, and we can put him back in the lineup there. And that allows us... Well, I guess Bernard is still on the team, so we can move him up there. Torres. You know, we had a lot of substitutes in the game, and now we can get them out of there. Put Morris back in. So we'll have mostly our starting lineup in there, at least guys who we're familiar with. Green come in for Armstrong. I just noticed, by the way, Louis Armstrong, the maestro, is 6'7", 196 pounds, shoots from distance. But he hasn't been training well, so we got to get him training better. I don't know what it is. You know, he's lost a little bit of his playing time, but there's something going on. Can we, I don't know, train him on defensive positioning? No, he's pretty good at defensive positioning. Is there anything else? Maybe agility and balance. He could use, you know, maybe some physical training will help knock him out of his doldrums here. Anyway, you know, our midfield is a little bit tired, and I don't know there's much we can do about that because we don't have anybody in midfield. In fact, last game I brought Brian Gonzalez in as reserve defensive midfielder, even though he's not very good at it at all. It was just sort of the only guy left on the bench, so we threw him in there at defensive midfield. Yeah, so we got issues of depth right now. We got walk-ons in the game. We got tired midfielders, but we're going to do our best against Wisconsin. Portugal lacking match sharpness. Okay. Okie dokie. Wisconsin going with the flat 4-4-2. That's fine. Leading goal scorer, Lionel Granados. 4 goals in 10 appearances. That's okay, I guess. Leading assist man is Cook. Some sort of deep-lying playmaker. 3 assists in 10 games. Garza's their highest-rated man, 6.960. Wisconsin hasn't been playing that well themselves, but they do have 2 wins, so I guess can't take them too lightly. End the pep talk. Take a look at opposition instructions. Make sure we're doing everything right. Right wing, we'll do this. No, I think we'll cover Cook since he's their leading assist man. There we go. Okay. Another home game. We are now in the green and whites. Wisconsin in their traditional red and white. The Badger red. I don't know what color red. Like most of the teams in the Big Ten, they like to have some special sort of red. You know, there's the scarlet and gray of Ohio State. Rutgers, also the Scarlet Knights. Wisconsin, just sort of, you know, red and white. Indiana has their own special color of like dark red as well. Not Wisconsin though, just red. It's fine. Ezekiel picked up a quick yellow card. We can't afford to have him out. Okay, so we will tell him to ease off tackles. That's no problem. Not a lot of highlights happening here. Not many highlights. Here we are. There's Granados sending one in. Taylor. Yeah, you know. Our walk-on keeper. He was at least there. You know, he was at least in position. The other thing is he's match fit, so he's been playing a lot out on the old intramural fields. He's 6'1", 171 pounds. I mean, he's not awful. He's like okay-ish, kind of. I mean, I wouldn't want to give this guy a scholarship, but I don't mind having him as a third-string keeper for emergency situations such as this. He's not terrible. Now, Wardle, I'm a little less keen on. 4 passing, 5 reflexes. I mean, he's not the worst, but 4 aerial reach being... Oh, he's jumped up to 6'1" all of a sudden. He was 5'11" last we looked at him. Anyway, there's halftime. That was quick and painless, I suppose. Dressing room. Encourage the players. Give them a bit of a morale boost. All right, let's be assertive. Go out there and give these fans their money's worth. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Let's see if something happens in this half. Had a half where pretty much absolutely nothing happened. A lot of fouls happened. That's what we missed. 20 fouls in the first half. We're up to 21 now. That's a lot. Only 1 yellow card, though, so that's good. Wisconsin dominating the possession, 54%. Maybe we could go with slightly more direct passing. See if we can bomb one forward, get Bernard open. Esquivel, Miller have yellow cards. Portugal and Shaijun are both getting very tired. Gonna have to okay. So we have an issue. Portugal is injured, so I think we're gonna move Miller down to the midfield, bring Vargas in at attacking. We cannot afford a bad injury at midfield. It's just... Oh, we're so thin there. We have exactly 4 players who can play there, and one of them's on international duty. So we got depth problems. 72. That's the main reason why we're trying to train Vargas up as an attacking mid, so we can at least have some sort of rotational option there if necessary. 76 minutes. Oh no, Miller. Red card. I'm gonna have to give him a stern talking to. I mean, I don't know what to do. We don't have anything to. We got no subs. Can't do anything about it. If we get out of here 0-0, I think we'll be okay. I think I'll be happy with that. Jaijun is going to have to... I don't know. Next game, we might have to move to our 4-2-4. And just have 2 midfielders, because that's all we can afford. But I don't know if we could even afford that. It's going to be very tough. Granados. Oh, boy. He finally got a long shot off. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. There's quite a few Wisconsin fans who made the trip over from Madison. McLaughlin. Okay, there was the problem. Central defense rushed out. Left Granados all alone. So no good. It's so no good. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Let's try something drastic, I think. Oh, we can't. I was going to say we'll move to a 4-2-4, but we don't really have the players for that either. There any subs that we can make? We got a left winger we could bring in. I guess we'll do that. We'll make the subs that we can make, I suppose. Louis Armstrong will come in for Green. Not so good, my friends. Not so good. Boof. 30 seconds to go. Here we go. Final kickoff. McLaughlin bombs it downfield. Whistle's going to blow very shortly. 25 seconds overdue already. Armstrong boots one forward. There it is. There it is. The schedule has conspired against us. And now Miller's got a red card. He's going to be suspended for another game or 2. Tell the team, far from pleased with what I saw out there, despite the fact that they had walk-on keeper. And they're going to have another walk-on keeper against Indiana coming up. It's no good. No good at all. And again, for Boston, this stretch is going to kill us. It's going to absolutely murder our depth and fitness. That's no good at all. So there it is. Portugal out for 1 to 3 days. We're going to have no midfielders. Miller suspended for a match. All right, so now we have to take action. Issue a warning. Confirm. That's 2 suspensions in 2 weeks for Miller, our team captain. We can't have that. I didn't say anything after the last one. I guess I should have. But I figured, he's our team captain. That's no good. That's NCAA. We're still top of NCAA Group 1, so that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Competitions is what I'm looking for here. Okay, so we've dropped to 3rd. Wisconsin is alone in 1st, I guess. I don't know. They got 3 wins and a loss, so I think Maryland is still in the driver's seat here because they've only played 3 games. So we could use a bye week this week. Honestly, I wish we could postpone one of these games like we did early in the preseason, but we can't. So we're going to come back for whatever mess we got going on against Indiana and Penn State. 2 away games and then a big home game versus Maryland. And then the schedule eases off a little bit. That's fine. Big game versus Michigan to round out the regular season. Yeah, we only played Michigan once, huh? We only play each team in the conference once. That's a little sad, but, it'd be nice to play everybody at least twice. Only 9 teams in the league. But, I guess we do what we can. All right, so we're going to end it there. We'll come back next week, and hopefully we have some sort of roster available. So until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.